problem.
Now, we've got Tony from Married at First Sight on the line with us right now. Tony, how are we, mate?
Everything's good. Everything's perfect, man. Got no problems so far.
Well, you've clearly stayed off the internet then, Tony, because you're getting absolutely slammed. Not one single person seems to be buying this new revelation that you wanted a baby. What do you have to say to that?
Well, I've been upfront and honest from when I started my application. It's always been on my mind. So, I'm a bit older now, so I've never gotten to see my eyes. So I've always had that in the back of my mind going into this experiment, maybe meeting somebody, maybe moving on, having a kid, all that stuff, that's just part of the puzzle that I'm missing in my life is having a kid.
So how come you didn't kind of say this from the wedding day, I guess, to Marana? Because I can imagine it was quite a shock. I think she actually handled it quite well, to be honest.
She did, but telling Marina stuff like this was really, really hard. You can never get to talk to Marina without her telling her side and more and talking about herself. So that's, just come. Her friends brought it up at the family and guest thing. So, and I just thought I'll tell her about it.
You got a fairly cold reception from him on that one too, didn't you?
Oh, I did. Yeah, man. I put my foot in on that one.
So obviously that's a pretty big deal breaker for anyone. So does that mean now, how do you even go forward from that? Or was that your plan all along, was I've kind of done my dash with this woman and this is my exit strategy?
You're just going to have to stay tuned, my friends, and watch the rest of the series and find out what's happening.
Was this a conversation you actually had with the experts, though, saying that you wanted children? Because have they sort of matched you with the wrong person in that regard? Because obviously it's not possible with Marina.
I didn't know that Marina's not possible, so I never had that, They matched me up with Marina, so you walk into the experiment blind. You meet your partner, and then you start finding things out about each other. So that's
I'm not sure if you know how a woman's body works, but I think it's pretty obvious that she was probably not at child rearing age from the get go.
I know how a woman's body works. Trust me, I do. But so.
Now, Tony, one thing is you've seemed to be loved by the cast, and you've become quite good friends with them. You kind of flew under the radar with the whole Sierra drama, but yet you seem to be a piece of the puzzle because they kind of glossed over the fact that you were at that dinner as well. Did you see any chemistry between the two of them, or was it like Sierra's saying and it was quite innocent?
Sarah's right. It was an innocent thing. We just went out. It was just a lot of pressure, and when you get into the experiment, it's a lot of questions, a lot of pressures happening around you, and everybody has their stresses, their days, and you have your good and bad days. And I happened to be there in one of the rooms where it's called the office, where you go in there and you just have a chat with psychologists and things. Sarah was there, and I just said, I'm going out for dinner with Adrian if you want to come, and that was it. And it was just an innocent little thing that happened, and it got blown out of the sky with all this sort of romancing. It wasn't a big deal, no. It was a fun night, though.
I guess because a lot of that stuff happened off camera, it did look like there was more to it on camera.
Yep.
So do you feel like Afina's feelings were valid, though, in feeling upset about it all happening? Because essentially it did happen behind her back.
There's more to the story. See, Adrian actually messaged her and told her that we were out and about. So what happened between them, I'm watching it like you're watching it. So, yeah.
Well, that's interesting that Adrian actually told her.
So nobody knows that. You're the first to hear it.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
There we go. Hey, watching the show, what has been the most shocking thing that you've seen on screen? Because there's so much you're not privy to that's happening in other couples' apartments. What couple has surprised you the most watching it back?
Jackie and Ryan are just like some of the things they were saying. I don't even understand half the words that they were coming out of their mouth. I think the whole of Australia's confused. The most shocking thing, I think, is just Adrian and Athena's relationship. Watch that because it does. I shouldn't tell you all this sort of stuff, but it's a fascinating one. Stay tuned for that one.
You kind of seem to stay in the background, and you seem to kind of not really get into it with anyone. But who is someone that, even though you didn't really get into it with, you just had a dislike for? Because there's so many different personalities in the experiment.
There wasn't anybody I disliked. Not one of them. No, I'm actually serious. Actually, everybody was really nice towards me. Every one of them.
Wow. Okay.
I can't put a finger on anybody. Like, even now, we still call each other and say hello. Just, I can't talk too much, but yeah, every one of them is still close to me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, nice and friendly.
I just spent the weekend in Perth just now, and we had a ball. So
you were at the infamous birthday party, Paul's birthday party. Did you guys manage to meet up with Athena and her birthday party as well?
We were supposed to, but I think we were just having too much fun at one of the clubs there. It was amazing.
Do people go up to you and try and get spoilers when you're out at the club?
It was absolutely incredible. We had to have a personal security around us just to kind of keep people away. It was the responsible people. Yeah, it was that incredible. But the people of Perth are amazing, beautiful people.
So who pays for that security? Did you guys all have to chip in, or was that?
It was just the club saw it happening. It was just overwhelming with people coming to say hello and ask for questions and trying to get spoilers. And the security kind of said, "Do you guys need help?" And we're like, sort of. And he kind of helped us a bit, so it was good.
Rock and roll. That's awesome.
That is very rock and roll. Well, you guys are what the whole of Australia is talking about at the moment. It must feel a little weird.
Well, the weirdest thing is, you're walking down the street and, you're every few meters, people say, "Hey, Tony." I'm like, how do I know you? And then it still hasn't registered on how big and what the show can, what it does for you. So it's really, really, it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the moment. People are so welcoming. They follow us as characters and tell you they love you. If they hate you, they don't. Everybody's really polite and nice.
Oh, awesome. Well, I guess we'll have to see how this all unfolds between you and Marana. Look, my fingers are crossed for you guys, and maybe they'll just stay that way. We'll see how that unfolds. But thank you so much for joining us, Tony.
Fun.
Good on you, Tony. Thank you, mate.
See you guys. Thank you.
See ya.
Cheers, mate. Bye. First Sight back from 7:30 tonight on 9 and 9 Now.